Yeah, and then they kept saying something about my ass, and before you know it, I was just getting some metallic object just rammed in me, and I just kept screaming, "I do not consent! I don't consent! I don't consent!" And that's how we're gonna get into aliens. We're talking about aliens today, guys. It's aliens, alien abduction, sightings, famous reportings, all that shit. It is fucking madness. There's so much shit about this stuff, guys.
Crazy.
So yeah, guys.
But wait a minute, where did it come from?
You guys want to know where it came from?
Yeah.
You guys want to really know where it came from?
We do.
Yes, tell me.
Guys, it came from the garage. Yeah, this is our second episode, you guys. We're going to be doing,
What's up?
like I said, aliens today. I'm your host, you guys, Sam. These are my fellow respectable hosts, the equally respectable hosts. Anthony,
make sure you get that
as
down
well
right.
as,
I'm Anthony.
As well as, who do you have here?
Jeremy.
Beautiful.
He doesn't
you
know my
guys.
name.
I don't.
Yeah, we've only been doing this for a long time.
A few
man.
times.
And-
Yeah. So yeah, guys. Finally, I know you guys are excited for. What am I saying? Finally, this is only the second one.
I want to take this hat off. This is Jeremy's little shitty hat.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice.
Woo! What's up, everybody? Let's get into
Sup?
it.
Oh wait, hold on, guys. Who is this? Who are you?
Yeah, who the hell are you?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Oh, hi, Jeffrey. Hi.
I was gonna
Jeffrey.
guess.
Yeah, for a second there,
never
I
mind.
thought you were an alien, but
No.
it's just Anthony.
I'm just Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Oh,
You're just Jeffrey. Oh, dude.
Are you sure you're not an
It's
alien?
my alias.
Did you say aliens? Did you say
You
aliens?
sure you're not an alien?
Did you say aliens?
You said alias.
Anyways, if we're going back to it, yeah, guys.
Sorry.
Fucking aliens, man. Like, holy shit. Like, finally, we're gonna be doing something, like, fucking really awesome.
My favorite movie is Alien vs. Predator, the one with the...
Alien? Yeah, I mean, Aliens is Predator vs. Predators, alright, I guess. You know what's my favorite alien movie? Signs. Signs.
I haven't.
Have you guys ever seen that one?
Yeah,
The M.
I
Night
haven't
Shyamalan
heard
one?
that. I haven't seen that in a long
It's been a
time.
fucking while. That's when Mel Gibson
Yeah.
was not an alcoholic, racist, spewing, anti-Semitic.
sorry.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, no, that was a fantastic movie. But anyways, guys, yeah, Aliens is a super huge phenomenon. There, I think out of all the conspiracies or all the weird little things, I think aliens is what people believe the most about. Because when you think about ghosts and shit, that's like it's like a maybe yes no kind of thing. But aliens, like there's a ton of people that just believe that there is something else out there in the universe. I mean,
And there is...
You can't just
Yeah.
you can't just believe it. It's true. It can't be just us in the universe. It's impossible.
No, absolutely. I can't remember exactly who quoted it, and I'm really, really sorry for this, but I know somebody, I think one of my most favorite things, I think I even mentioned it the last one too, that the scariest thing is probably just the fact that either one that we find out about aliens, if they are real or not, they're both going to be terrifying, because it's either we find out that there's no such thing as aliens and we're all alone in this world, or we do and there's been people fucking up there watching us for a very long time. So one or the other is going to be a very terrifying thing to find out. But overall, I mean, guys, me, myself, personally, I believe in aliens. I think there's something out there. There has to be extraterrestrial out there, watching us.
Pretty sure we're all in agreement that aliens exist.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And I think
You're going to think we're crazy.
I think the
Yeah.
most realistic thing I've ever seen or played was Destroy All Humans.
Well, anyways, anyways,
It's a good game,
It is a very good game. But anyways, aliens, they've been around for such a long time. Honestly, guys, you can do a really quick Google search and you can see that there has been reportings and shit since the dawn of time. There's cave paintings, there's Mayan carvings and paintings of what people look like. They look like they're wearing like spacesuits. They have like carvings of like tall people with like like weird facial features and all that. They've been reportings and sightings since fucking forever. And again,
they even have images on Google Earth. Of
UFOs. Sure. Like one of the very big ones on Google Earth is.
I've seen a photo. I've caught one before. I swear, like I have a YouTube video somewhere, but or maybe not a YouTube video, but it's somewhere. I have it somewhere. I saw it. I put it on a video, and I made sure I showed people that shit.
Awesome,
like,
man.
it's a fucking UFO. And then someone told me it was a windmill, but it's not. That is not a windmill.
No, it's
Probably
not
a windmill.
It might be a windmill because it was
There's no
around a
way.
bunch of other
It kind
windmills.
of looks like a windmill, but it's not. There's no way. Windmills don't have a red light in the middle of it.
We don't know that they do or don't. You know, anyways. I don't know for sure. Anyways, if you guys really want to look up a good Google Earth one, there's one called I want to say it's called the Black Knight spaceship. It's like this really big black form. I think they were recording something through a NASA like operation or something. They're showing themselves like fixing something that came off of a shuttle or some shit like that. I'm sorry if the details are all blurry, but yeah, like off in the distance you can see like this big black like kind of like a rectangular mass, and they called it the Black Knight. And apparently it was like some sort of like weird surveillance alien bullshit or whatever. I mean, nobody really knows what it is, but you know, just the fact that it's super mysterious and that they pretty much have reports of every single satellite up in the sky, but nobody knows what the fuck that is, right? I mean, granted, it could be like, you know, a chunk of rock or something, but it's better thinking it's aliens, right? But anyways, yeah, guys, it's been super huge. I can probably say like the when it finally really kicked off, when people were thinking like, man, this is some serious shit. I'm sure you guys heard of it too. It was actually the Roswell incident, the Roswell UFO crash incident. Yeah, back in
everybody's heard that.
Fucking 1947, man. Yeah, I think I want to say it was September that it happened in. But yeah, absolutely just, it's madness, man. It was reported like all over the fucking news that they had there. It was a big, crazy fucking thing that was going on for a while. It was one of my more favorite stories that came out. A spaceship crash landed into Earth. If I remember, it was like a farmhand and a bunch of his other partners that found it. They reported to the police. The police came in, but before there was like a handful of people that managed to like grab pieces of like the wreckage and shit. One really like chilling accounts is like they said like the wreckage that came off of this ship. There's people that I think later on in like interviews and books, they said when they had these things that they would try to burn it, they would try to freeze it, they would try to smash it, they would do anything to try to break it into pieces. They didn't. Didn't even come close to putting it in a bend. I think if I remember, one of them was like they left it in the fire for like about an hour, and when they took it out, it was like ice cold. Like it didn't even come close to heating up or anything. I think once the government found out about that, though, they ended up coming in and like taking rid of all that shit, and they're just like, this is ours. This is something serious. And then I think as well with that incident, if I remember correctly, I want to say there was 3 aliens that were on that ship. 2 out of the 3 died, and then the one that lived, I think from there,
I remember that part.
That's when we found out that there's more than that out there. And if I'm correct, that the whole little thing of us taking in the alien and all that shit, the president at the time, Harry S. Truman, I want to say they ended up making, again, this is all just speculation, guys, this is all just big old conspiracy. They actually ended up making a treaty together, and then from there, that's why we get all these abductions and all these UFO sightings and all that, because the government fully well knows that there's shit going on out there, and they just don't tell us about it. Or actually, they do tell us about it. They tell us about it. They're the ones that put out those pictures and those videos and shit. But that's a whole other story. Anyways, but yeah, that itself, 1947. I mean, when you guys look at it in a technology sense and all that shit, their whole treaty pretty much was talking about how we can use technology from that spaceship, and then they can practically abduct people and do what they will with it. I personally believe that was the real reason why our technology has fucking just grew tenfold since then. I mean, we have things like Wi-Fi, the whole radar shit that they've implemented and all that. Our computers, I mean, we went from having like a fucking warehouse full of computers just to process a simple math question to, smartphones and all that. It's madness, man. I honestly, I would love to believe that some guy just one day just woke up and said, I know what Wi-Fi is, but I don't know, man. It had to have come from something bigger. And I honestly, personally believe that it was from that incident is what sparked our whole huge technology, burst of just everything that we have now. It's absolute madness, really, guys. Really is.
Why is it stuck?
It's glued shut. That's crazy.
I don't know.
Technology,
yeah. I mean, remember, guys, they had big, huge box cell phones, and now we have, things
and that
like
was
that.
That was only 20 years ago, wasn't it?
Just a few years ago, yeah. And then just to see us go from that to, where we're at now, it had to have been something.
It's nuts,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But no, yeah, it's absolutely it's super super interesting. It's like I said, it's something you guys should definitely get into if you guys want to just think about or learn about things. That's they're probably not telling us about. Shit, dude, Aliens is the way to go, man. It's fucking it's legit. It is really 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 awesome. But yeah, man.
As you were saying, that whole thing about maybe that's how we advanced the technology so well. I never thought about that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy. It's a thought.
A conspiracy, but it could be believable.
Sure,
I mean,
no.
how could we advance so well? I mean, it's a good thing to come across. It really is.
Or we're just super smart.
Maybe that could be it as well. Or then again, as well, there's other conspiracies as well that those really huge scientists around the world that are building all this crazy shit and all that, like our technology that we have. Some people say those are aliens themselves. Those are just aliens that have took the form of humans, and they're just working with us to create better shit. And if I remember, they were talking about how up to now, since there hasn't really been anything like crazy breakthrough, that we have caught up to where they're at now as far as technology goes. Honestly, I believe that when it comes to aliens, they're not as advanced as we are. They probably do have the capability of traveling through the galaxy and all that shit, wherever the fuck they want to go to, using black holes as portals and shit like that, and going to other places. The hovering crafts and all that. But honestly, when you think about it, we're so close to doing the same thing too. I feel like we pretty much used aliens as much as we could, and now we're caught up to where they are. I feel like we have almost exact same technology.
I feel like they come to our planet and be like, lol, you guys are behind.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you think about it, like the 1940s and all that stuff, everything was so simple back then, And now, we have like machines and shit doing our job. They came in and they paved the way into this huge burst of just just all this crazy shit that we ended up creating and making. If anything, I feel like they more helped us develop these things faster than than what we were supposed to do and all. It is it's very interesting to think about all that, man. It's super 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 huge. Very nice, very very nice stuff. But no, yeah, that was the Roswell incident. I think that was probably like as far as like time goes, it's the most biggest case that we have up to date. Of course, there's abductions and stuff that happen like on a daily. People are constantly talking about UFO sightings. I think if you go on YouTube, you probably find one every single day. But I mean that all that stuff right there, man. That's if you guys want to believe it. It's UFOs. If it's not, a lot of people say that it's the government purposely putting out this things, kind of to slowly get us into like that day where they're just like
government experiments.
Sure, in a sense, sure. I could say it's like an experiment
like
to see,
like that giant, like that one. I forgot, like the missile they launched in Florida. It just looked like a giant comet. I forgot the name of it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. That was an normal missile. I don't know what the hell that was.
It looked like a comet that came over.
Yeah.
A lot of people saw it.
Oh, I mean, I can say like.
And they said it was just like a failed like military like missile project or whatever, but. Yeah. I don't know. That's not any missile I've seen. Let's put it that way.
That's what I'm saying about the whole experiment thing. Like I said, I feel like the government's purposely doing these things, showing like UFO videos and pictures and all that, and they're letting people find them so people can be like, look. It's a UFO. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. And then they can easily just jump to where like, hey guys, you're gonna listen to this fucking crazy guy? He's crazy. And then it slows down people and they're like, oh yeah, of course that dude's fucking crazy. He's like one tooth and fucking one different colored eye. Like of course, he's mad. So I think they're really doing it, just to kind of just water things down and to kind of like I said, kind of to see how we'd react to it, because like I said, it'd be fucking crazy if just one day our president from a few years from now is just like, guys, I want to introduce to you somebody. He's somebody from outer space. He comes from the planet fucking whatever, and his name is like Kligor. And some fucking tall, like skinny, like
what a
dude,
typical alien name.
Yeah, I mean he's not gonna be named like Brett or something.
Igor from Xantar.
Yeah, exactly.
I would name him Brett. Fuck yeah, dude. Just give him like a regular Brett. Human name.
Jesus.
He came from Andromeda 3.
Yeah. Jeez, man. But no, like, yeah, it's like I said, it's a whole big old thing. If you guys really want to get into it, I definitely recommend. I'm gonna send Anthony some links about these kind of things, and we can post it in the description if you guys want to follow along with it, or if you guys want to look more into it yourselves. No, I got these. Just copy and paste. Anyways,
Copy and paste.
exactly. So yeah, no, it's super.
What
super,
everyone
super
does in
huge.
college.
Yeah.
What everyone does in college. Excuse my grammar. Jesus
What'd you
Christ.
say? What everyone does in college?
Dudes. I said dudes. Like,
We're all dues in it.
We're doing it.
You ever does it before?
Well,
I've does it a
we're
million
losing the
times.
hell out of it right now. But no, yeah, like I mean, fucking dude, it like I said, it's such a wonderful experience just learning about all these things, looking up all these videos. Honestly, like you find out so much about this kind of stuff, even if it's maybe fake. You know, you still learn a bunch of shit. Like, there's a bunch of different, like, aliens and shit out there. You know, there's the humanoids, the one that look like us, but they act a little bit different because they're trying really hard to act like us. Yeah, there's the grays. You know, they could be, like, little mini guys with the big almond heads and the almond eyes and all. They can the tall men and all that shit. It's absolutely crazy, man. There's a lot of stuff to go off of when it comes to, like, these aliens and all. One of the biggest cases that there was of alien reportings and all that. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. And if you guys haven't, I'm gonna blow your fucking minds. There was these two couple back in I want to say it was 1961 in New Hampshire. These two couples called Betty and Barney Hill. Right? If you guys haven't heard about this, again, I highly recommend looking into this shit. It is absolute madness. These two couple back in New Hampshire, they were driving around, right? They were driving through a little like town in Portsmouth, actually. So if you guys are from Portsmouth, hi guys, hi from Portsmouth. It's Portsmouth. Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Didn't we? Were we in
been
Portsmouth?
Oh, did you?
Portsmouth.
Oh no way! You guys went there?
Yeah,
That's
we were
awesome.
there. We were there last summer.
Portsmouth.
We were in a hotel there last summer. Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, so they were going through Portsmouth. The husband, Barney, when they were traveling through, actually it was the wife, Betty. She actually ended up seeing the spacecraft first. She saw it up in the sky. It was like a really big white bright light, right? She saw it up there, and she kept mentioning to her husband, and her husband kept telling her something about like it was probably just an airplane. You know, it was a commercial, airplane and all that shit. He was telling her, don't worry about it. But then the thing is, they said they knew it wasn't an airplane when the thing started kind of like going up and down and side to side and shit like that. They're like, yeah, airplanes don't do that. It's the '60s, like that shit's just not possible.
That's
right?
a red flag right there.
Exactly.
I
So
saw that when we looked at our hotel.
Oh my god! No, yeah. Anyways, so no, yeah, they were saying, that they were seeing the whole spacecraft and all that for a little while. They were seeing it up in the sky, just kind of just doing its own little UFO thingy. And they said at some point it started getting closer and closer to them. They said it was almost like as if it noticed that they were watching it. So it finally came down to them. They had gotten out, and they said that they started when they were in their car. No, actually, yeah, they got out, and the thing started coming down to them. Right, it was a big white orb just coming down onto them, and they said that when they saw it, they knew that something was wrong. They said they saw 5 figures, one really tall one.
Big orb coming down at you. Something's wrong.
That's not okay. That is not okay.
And we're talking about the '60s. So
Yeah, yeah.
Again, another red flag.
Another huge red flag. So they saw it coming down to them, and they said they saw it coming down to them. So they got back into the car, right? Obviously, you have to get the fuck out of there, right? So they said,
smart.
If you're
This
smart.
ain't no horror movie.
So they said when they got back into their car, they started feeling these weird vibrations. They started hearing, like noises and all that stuff. And then finally, like, they ended up going unconscious, right? And they said that that once they passed out, they had woken up and they were in the ship, and that they were doing like experiments and shit on them. But the thing though is, they said like they were talking to them, but they weren't talking to them in like a comprehensible like language, but they knew what they were saying though, which is kind of bullshit. But it's still mysterious thinking about it nonetheless. And they were hearing all this stuff. They were listening to them while they were speaking to them. They were doing like weird little experiments and all that on them. One of the accounts that the lady said actually was that anytime she felt any sort of pain, like there was a smaller one of the smaller aliens. It wasn't the tall leader. It was one of the smaller ones. I forgot. I think his name was like the pacifier, I think they called him. And she said he would do this really weird thing where anytime she started flinching or she felt like she was in pain, all it did was just like it would look at her dead in the eyes and he'd put his hand up, and then all the pain would just go away. She said she wouldn't feel a thing. She said she'd feel like poking in her side or something, and he would just do this, and it was just gone. She said she didn't feel it anymore. But she said, that they were really, really friendly with her. They said that they were pretty much just kind of calm her and tell her, like, look, we're just trying to find out some stuff. They didn't want to tell her what it was, and they were just kind of going along with her. With the husband, there is stuff out there about him explaining it. There are videos and all that, well, more recordings of little, like, interviews that they did with each other, little, like, hypnotherapy things that they went, and he goes more into that. But as far as all this was going, like, he didn't want to do anything with it. Like, he didn't want to talk about it, like, shit. Like, from what it sounds like, though, it sounds like he had, like, a 10 times worse experience than what she did. Because what she was going on about, that was, like, they were really friendly to her. They were really nice. They said that they let her walk around the spaceship and all that, like, through free will. They actually, during the whole trip, it was like a whole day's worth. Because they said they didn't get back home till the next day. But before all that was happening, they were in the ship. She was walking around. She said that they actually gave her a book about, like, their history and shit. Like, a weird, she said it was, like, kind of like a holographic thing. But she forgot it on the fucking spaceship. Anyways, of course. But she did write some symbols that she remembered seeing down, and there was nothing that anybody can figure out, even to this day. But one of the biggest things to it, and it's my most favorite part of the whole entire story, she said at some point that she had asked the leader, like, where are we? And he had told her something like, this is home, or like, this is our home. And she's like, well, like, where are we? And he had like a board, or almost like a weird, like, holographic board, and it was just a bunch of dots and stars and shit. And he had pointed out this little specific location, and he's like in it, and he looked at her again and was like, this is our home. And she said that when she saw it, she said seeing it, for some reason, it burned into her memory, and she just remembered it just so vividly. So then when they finally told them, like, we're taking you guys back, like, be calm, we're taking you guys back, they finally took them back. They woke up 56 miles from where their car was. That's far, right? 56 miles from where their car was, in, like, the middle of the forest. The lady's, her clothes was torn. The husband, he was dragged around a lot of the time when they were doing the experiments on him. So the bottom of his, like, or the top of his brand new shoes were scuffed to shit. They finally went back. They found the road. They saw their car. They got to their car, drove all the way back home. And they said when they got home, they kept, for some reason, there was this weird thing telling them, like, throw away your clothes. So that's what they did. They took off all the clothes that they wore that day. At first, they threw it out, like, into the garbage, but the wife said that for some reason she felt like there was something that she needed from it. So she grabbed it and she just stuffed it in the back of their closet. And the really weird thing about it is when they finally actually got into investigating it and all that, when they finally got contacted the police, I think, like, 2 days later, like, they were, they went looking for the clothing, and they actually said that they found, like, radiation and shit on the clothing, and they're like, there's no reason why you should guys have any of this on you. Because keep in mind, guys, I forgot to mention, the husband, he was this African American male who was one of the post people. What did he do? He was he worked in the postal service and all, and the wife, she was a social worker. Was it recording?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she was a social worker and all that stuff, and he was actually on the Civil Rights Commission, because, again, 1960s. When you think of 1960s, you think of really good music, but also a shit ton of racism. So so at first, actually, now that we're talking about that, at first they actually just assumed that they were abducted by some racist people, and they were beat up, and they just it was too traumatic for them, so they just kind of thought of it as aliens. So, once they disproved that, once they were like, no, we didn't get, like, beat up by a bunch of racist people, like, we got abducted by aliens, like I said, they went through hypnotherapy, they were recounting their memories and all that shit that was happening. At some point, the woman actually ended up remembering the constellation and shit like that, of where the person said their home was, and she drew a picture of it, and if you guys like, you can Google it, and you can still find that exact same picture, and even the drawings of the people that they said that it was abducted them. It's creepy. It's very creepy. So when she drew out the constellation and all that shit, like I said, completely off by hand. Again, guys, keep in mind, she's just a regular old social worker. Just a very okay person, you know. She's a very sweet person, so she's just a social worker, right?
She was pretty sane.
Yeah, she's very exactly. She was very sane. You know, she keeps track of people's emotions and shit. So she kept track of her own. So she drew out the whole constellation and all that stuff, and then scientists got into it, and they looked into it and trying to find out like if anything that actually matched. And then guess what, guys? It didn't. It didn't match anything. However, years and years later, until we finally managed to get the technology to actually go shoot our shit into space, they found the exact constellation, dot for dot, every single fucking star that she wrote out, picture perfect in a fucking satellite. And they brought it back, and they're like, there's no way that she should have known about this. She's a regular old social worker from New Hampshire. How the hell does she know about the stars? And I think she was a lot more elderly at the time. And they contacted her, and they're like, all right, how'd you know? And you know, and she told them the same thing. She's like, me and my husband were abducted by aliens. And they blew their mind, right? Because the whole entire time leading up to it, they just thought, you know, it was just a bunch of bullshit. You know, it was just a bunch of garbage that they're talking about. But no, yeah, once, like I said, once they started digging deeper into it, they found that there was a lot of people around the area in Portsmouth where they actually saw lights in the sky that day. There was, you know, there was other people who said, like, you know, there was like a weird spacecraft that dipped low to, like, you know, buildings and shit. You know, they said that there was like a really bright light that night, and they had no idea what it was. So it just kind of further just, you know, explains their story. But yeah, no, it was super, super crazy. And even then before too, the wife, Betty Hill, she had even mentioned about how her sister 2 years prior to the abduction actually saw something like that in the sky in the same exact area. And again, they just thought, oh, she's crazy. But, you know, then it finally actually ended up happening to her, and it was madness. Like I said, the clothing that they found had radiation on it. Oh, and then their car too, there was these weird circle metallic like little how would you call it, like glyphs or something. And they said, yeah, that when they looked into it, they had no idea what it was. It was on the car, like it was something that was placed onto the car. They said they couldn't find what it was made out of at all. And then there's another really creepy thing too, where the husband, he was like, oh look, like I have a compass in my little my glove drawer. He's like, look at what happens when I put the compass close to it. So he puts it close to it, and then the compass would just start fucking spinning like crazy. And he would pull it away, and it just goes back to facing north. And he'd do it again, and then just start spinning, right? And they couldn't explain it. They were just like, well, that's weird, you know? Like, that's pretty much all they ended up chalking it up to. But yeah, I mean, even to this day, there's still a lot of speculations to it. There's still a lot of people that are trying to debunk it. But honestly, I feel like there's just too much hard evidence to just show that, like, yes, something is going on, you know? There's something weird happening. I mean, thank God, you know, theirs wasn't one of their cases where they found out, like, their liver's missing or some shit like that, or they had markings on them. No, I mean, like, they just were abducted, and I guess they were just looked upon, and yeah, it was just very, very, a really freaky experience. And there's so much that I'm leaving out. Like, trust me, like, I can do a whole entire episode on just this soul abduction alone. But honestly, guys, I'll leave that up to you guys. You guys can look into it. It's the Betty and Barney Hill abduction. It's so fucking cool. It opened your eyes up just to new possibilities. We're not living in this little bubble, like, you know, like they want us to believe, or how you might feel like we are. There's so much more out there. It is a huge world, and it's not even just in our world. There's so much more up in space. It's beautiful, you know. It's absolutely beautiful.
Nuts.
No, it's amazing.
It is
and honestly, like,
amazing.
It's really not even that uncommon. I think when we talked about this earlier, I think we each had said we each experienced something ourselves. That might, yeah, exactly, like a UFO sightings. I mean,
Jeremy was abducted. That's why he's Jeremy.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, exactly.
They took half his brain.
They called me
his big toe.
They called me Squishy Boy.
I think you were molested. I think that might be something else.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm kidding. But no, yeah, we each have.
Uncle Billy.
Yeah, yeah. You know, do you have a uncle you don't see anymore? No.
That's weird.
I'm kidding, guys. But no, like, But no, I think we all each have our own experience, and if you guys have some shit you guys want to talk about, I'm more than happy to learn about this shit. I love hearing just things from people themselves, things that they've seen, abduction, sightings. If you got a friend of a friend that has said some shit, honestly, you're more than welcome to tell us. We're
Share
open
it
to
down below in
fucking
the comments.
anything, guys. And if there's something else you guys want us to cover too, more than welcome to do so also. But yeah, guys, I think we should share our accounts now. And like I said, it's not as crazy as us fucking finding out sorry, it got a little hot. They got my little alien on there, special hat. It's not as crazy as us, being abducted and shit. And I feel for you guys if you guys ever did have anything like that, because that shit is madness. Hearing the stories and all that I've read.
Yeah, let us know if you've been abducted.
It's crazy. Yeah,
That'd
if
be
you guys
pretty cool.
have a story, definitely.
We'll invite you onto the show and we'll talk about it.
Oh shit! We'll call you and you can talk
There
to us
you go.
about it.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can talk to us on the phone over the phone.
Anyways, so yeah, I think if you guys if one of you want to start, you guys are more welcome to.
What you got? You got a story?
I don't remember mine fully. Do you have one?
No, you go ahead.
No, I let's see. There's a couple of them. See, they're not major stories, but
Oh yeah.
I haven't had anything major happen to me, but I do remember.
Except Uncle
This
Bill.
one-
I mean,
Right, this one time, I think this happened right when I first moved here. I didn't know either of you guys yet, and it was maybe 10 o'clock at night. All of a sudden I just see these, it was in the shape of a triangle. The first dot was green, and then the other two were blue.
Okay.
And it was just sitting there. It was doing nothing. And then all of a sudden it just started blinking white in the middle. Blinking white, you would see the flashing light on an airplane. It was kind of like that, but it wasn't moving. It was just sitting still. And
the blinking light.
It's just-
Oh,
see,
that was something.
no, they're
I
not,
was not going any,
they're not gonna
sexual,
they're not taking my story seriously.
I'm explaining for the deaf people.
That's
so
offensive.
That's my what? That's my sign
That's
language.
offensive.
Triangle.
But,
Continue.
So as you were
blinking,
saying, you
What was I
saw
saying?
blinking light. You saw blinking lights and.
yeah, it was just sitting there doing nothing, and it seemed like it was just getting larger. I went inside just to get I think it was a Coca-Cola or something. Yeah, it was a soda. Sorry, soda. I shouldn't say Coca-Cola, even though I did. But
Pop.
then I went back out, and it was just gone. It wasn't there anymore.
I see.
That. And I was the other time. I don't remember if I was with you or if it was somebody else. It was just this. It was just this circular not motion. It was just this little white light. It had a little tail on it. This little white that was just. Again, just far up into the sky, you would barely see. Not barely see, it was kind of noticeable, but it's just it was for example, it's it was just going like this.
Okay.
And it was just standing still in the sky, just going like this. It was doing that for 5 minutes, and then eventually it just faded away. So that's the only stories I got. I don't have too many alien stories, but that's the only great experiences.
No, I mean that's
Like,
fine. I mean, what UFOs are
I was never abducted,
Yes,
even
he
though I
was.
want
Okay.
to be. No, but
gosh.
He wants the metal rod and
I mean, nonetheless, that's still very interesting. I mean, UFOs are just unidentified flying objects.
yeah, that's what they were.
that's
It was weird.
pretty much what it is. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just something you can't explain. Is just in the fucking
Pretty
air.
much, I just pretty much saw UFO sightings. That's all it was.
that's all I
Like,
have to offer to.
Yeah. That's,
Oh, that was your stories too.
Well, no, it's a different one.
Oh, okay.
no, you might have saw different ones than me.
Well,
but,
we saw one together.
oh, we did. Which one?
We
And
did.
I have
the one.
three then.
Yeah, I can't remember all of it.
I for some reason that circular one just stuck in my mind. That was just freaky.
I can't remember the shape, but there was multiple unidentified flying objects. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, was
how
it
this
like a
was.
bunch of stars and they were just like mixing with each other?
They kind of look like stars, and what? I don't think they made like a triangle or anything. They were just like in weird shapes, and then the one would like go from one to the other, and then they'd fly back and forth. It was really weird.
Oh,
You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that was way a long time ago.
Yeah, that was like one of the
Yeah.
first times we were hanging out and stuff. Yeah, I can't remember all of it, but it was something
They
weird.
were making like a weird formation. It was like you would like it's something like you would see, like you know how the Air Force like has like this weird formations. It was like that, but it wasn't moving right.
No, well, the one they were like standstill, and they were different than stars, and then it wasn't necessarily a triangle, but there was a few of them spread out, and then like they'd move from one to the other in weird ways, and that
Yeah, I remember. I do kind of remember that.
Oh
that was a
wow.
while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely a UFO sighting of some
Something.
sort.
Yeah, something very weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
And
I'd
it
say
stood
the.
out.
I'd say the weirdest thing I've seen. I think there's only two for sure that I can remember. There was it was like a dark day. You know, it was I want to say it was sometime in the summer. So it was just very very calm, right? Oh, spooky.
Ooh, that's cool.
That is kind of cool, actually.
So anyways, so it was a dark day out, and I was hanging out with this old group of friends. I remember we were just out and about, just doing shit. I think it was about the time we were gonna go home already. So we walked out of the backyard, and I remember it was one friend just screaming. I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck is that?" So we look, you know, of course, that's the proper way to spot out a UFO. Is like, what the
hell
fuck?
is that?
Yeah, exactly. So I knew something was weird. Anyways, so he pointed it out, and it was just this huge fucking like pizza shaped fucking UFO. It was three like very dim orangey lights like connecting from like point to point, and it was just slowly going over like the sky. It was just the weirdest fucking thing. We were watching it. I think what I found the most like odd about it is just that it seemed so close yet like far away. Like it seemed like it was like touching the clouds, you know, like it was that close, but at the same time it's just like it was super far in the distance. It was such an odd thing seeing like that big old huge thing. It was like the size of a football field just flying across the sky, and we were just watching it. We all had a shit phone at the time, so we were trying to record it. We couldn't get anything off of it, and it just slowly just disappeared. Yeah, pretty much. And it just slowly disappeared.
And now
into
when we
the
have
sky.
smartphones, we never see anything, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
So yeah, it slowly just ended up just all of them at the same time just completely disappeared, and it was gone. And then there was another time where it was like clear as day outside, right? And I remember I was just standing out. I think I was in the park or something, and I just saw like a white little just form, like a little just circle, a white circle go like out of a cloud, and it just shot straight down, and then went straight back up, and then it just kind of like flew around for a little bit. It slowly started dropping back down, and then just shot straight back up in the sky, and it's gone. It was just gone. Like it
I think
disappeared.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I'm almost
right.
positive I saw that.
It was the
some point,
weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It just creeped
When
the
was
hell out of
this?
me. Oh, when I was way younger, before I even started learning about any of this, I just remember how it was just. I just remember thinking to myself, like, what is that? Like, it looked like a thing. Like, it had no form. It had no edges, no nothing. It was just a circle ball just in the sky. Just it shot out from the cloud, went down, straight back up, stopped, fell down slowly, and then straight back up into the sky. And it was the weirdest fucking thing in the world. And I just, like I said, I was young, so I was just watching it like, what is that? You know, like what the hell is that? Like, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And no, yeah, it was absolutely just it was magnificent. Like, it was so crazy, and this stuff has just stuck to me.
They've
since.
actually had like UFO sightings where like it was seen by like thousands of people. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think I
Like,
want to say the Phoenix Fireballs. I think that thing is called. I want to say it was in Phoenix. Somewhere in Phoenix, there was like these 3 orange or 4 or 5 orange lights, like balls of light that were slowly coming down over the town, and they were illuminating the whole entire town in the dark of night, and then just shot straight back up into the sky and just gone. So crazy, so crazy.
This might have been what we saw. I'm just looking up real quick. UFO sighting over
is
at
that
town.
isn't that at nighttime now?
Wow, that was lame. Well, yeah. What happened? The triangle.
Oh my god, yeah, actually, it looked exactly like that.
Yeah, I've seen that too. The 3 triangle thing. We just looked it up real quick.
Wow, this is so weird.
You can see it clearly right here. Right.
I can't see anything from here. I can't.
Oh my god, that is exactly what I
Yeah,
was
I've
talking
seen that.
about.
This was in 2011. This video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this was about the time when we were like maybe what, junior year?
Probably something.
Oh
like
my
that.
god, this is so crazy.
I think I've seen that.
I guys, I can't see the video. Like,
Wow,
They're not
that
showing
is
me the video.
absolute madness.
I gotta try and. Okay, real quick.
alright. Is it at night?
Holy shit, that is
Yeah,
so
oh
crazy.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
It forms a triangle, and their camera's complete shit, and it's only like a 2-second video.
No, I mean that's literally exactly
yeah.
what I saw. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember it turning red like this.
No, like I was
That part
mentioning
right
how
there.
it was like a weird orange lights and they just dimmed away, like how exactly how that
I saw that one as well. Now that I remember it, there was a triangle, and then it would come in and go out. and
Yeah.
fade in, and then
Yeah.
one would
Exactly.
disappear, and then the
I
other
saw
one
that too.
wouldn't. I think me and Jeremy were together.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
When we
this
saw
is
it.
so crazy. So we all saw the same shit that night.
Yeah.
That is so, like I said, it seemed like it was so close, but yet so far away. Like it seemed like it was right in the
That's
sky,
weird.
but it wasn't. And like I said, like how it shows in the video, it turns, it was orange. I saw it when it was orange, and then it just gone, just disappeared.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so scary. That is the craziest thing ever. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, now that I saw the video, I do remember it.
Yeah.
I'm not lying. I swear I've seen that.
I did
Like,
see a separate one though from that. It was like a weird shape, and they were moving in and out. And
I forgot
It kind
about
of
that
did the
one,
same
too.
thing. It would zoom in, one would leave, another one would show up, and then they would be doing this weird little dance in the sky.
Like so, I guess that's like I saw quite a few sightings then. Like, that was weird. I swear to God, I mean, my buddy thought I was crazy. This fucking thing was just doing a comet like circular motion in the sky. It was just standing still. Like I don't know what the hell it was, dude. That's probably
UFOs.
That's what it is. That's what a UFO is.
That was the weirdest fucking thing I've seen. I wish you guys would have saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
really
mean,
did.
we have a very long life, you guys. Hopefully,
Like-
we end up seeing some shit again, and we might
Just
actually
think,
end up catching it.
we've seen like 5 already.
Yeah.
Each, and me and Jeremy have seen like 4 together. I mean,
I don't
Who
know,
knows?
guys. I'm telling you, sometime in a lifetime, I'm almost positive they're just gonna come out and flat out and say it. Not too long ago, like a year ago, I think, the Prime Minister of Canada came out and he was like, again, I might be wrong about this. A Canadian official, I think it was the security defense of like of Canada or some shit. So like a nothing job because Canada doesn't get into wars. Anyways, so the guy actually flat out came out and said like, aliens are real. We've been working with aliens forever. The U.S. knows about it, but Obama, or I think it was Obama at the time, he's like, the president's never going to talk about it, and they never want to bring it out, but I'm going to tell you here first. And everybody was like, he's crazy. Yeah, he's a crazy man. But I was there, and I was like, he's not crazy. He is a sane man, and he's telling the truth because he's telling it how it is. No, he didn't just stumble across a couple few videos on YouTube, and now he thinks lizard people are real and shit. No, he knows for sure what's going on because he is in there with the government. He knows what's happening. I mean, when you have an official like that who's supposed to be a sane person that's supposed to be looking after your country and he's telling you shit like that, I think it's time to listen. You know, I think it's time to maybe just, bust open that bubble and start thinking to yourself like, there's something else out there. There's more to what they tell us. There's more truth than there is, and it's fascinating, you guys. And like I said, if you guys have anything you guys want to share, you guys want to tell us about sightings, you want to link us to some videos of yours or to other people's videos that you might think is interesting, I'd love to do it. I do this shit on my spare time. I'm just so glad that we've done this. Like, yeah, I'm very crazy. I'm just so glad that we finally done this on our podcast. It's so refreshing. It's so nice just telling you guys about this. And again, you know, guys, I'm here to listen. If you guys want to tell me shit about whatever and anything, I'm more than happy to do it.
I've always thought about this kind of theory too. What if like aliens do, like, I mean, what if they do just like view our planet? What if they're not like planning to like take it over or whatever, or like plan to like do something menacingly? Like, what if they're just like trying to just watch us and they're actually just scared of us? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like,
no, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people feel like that. Like I was mentioning earlier. Sure, like spiders.
What if they're scared of us and then we're scared of them? No, but nobody wins. I mean,
well, it's just the unknown. Like I said, like I was mentioning earlier, I honestly personally feel like the technology and all that we've learned from aliens, it's just we've gotten so advanced to the point where we're equally paired to them. Like, we're just one another, and like, you know how they're talking about now going to Mars and finding different planets and shit, how they found like 5 new planets to live on. I honestly feel like we're there with each other, and at some point when we get to it, when we move off to that new Earth 2.0 and shit like that, we're gonna be greeted by some fucking weird looking guys Earth. And they're gonna be like, look, hey guys, you know, this is, you know, Klingon and Maxor, and, you know, they've been living here forever. We're going to be buddies now, okay? Yes, we're going to be buddies now. Yes. That's my alien impression.
It's a weird one. It's more like...
Yeah.
I'm really going to laugh if aliens actually talk like that.
I'm going to laugh if they eat our brains.
Funny, dude.
Oh, man, that'd be fucking crazy. Yeah. Oh my god. No, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you know, from what it seems like, man, honestly, if there were some bad shit that was supposed to happen, it probably would have happened already. They probably would have gotten us already when we were still playing with sticks and stones and shit. You know,
they got Betty and Barney.
They did get Betty and Barney. That's true. And thank you, Betty and Barney. I think the husband passed away already, but if the woman, Betty, if you're still alive, took one for the team, you're a champ. Thanks. But yeah, man, like it's gonna be crazy when it finally comes out and we finally learn about what's really happening, guys. Well, I guess that's all there is to say. You know, like I said, there's a bunch more shit that you guys can learn about. We didn't even cover Area 51 or like the different types of humans. We didn't even cover the Men in Black. But there's a shit ton of stuff out there, you guys, that you can easily learn about and find out.
Oh man, Area 51.
Son of a bitch.
Area 51, dude. I gotta talk about that. Fuck.
All right, Jeremy, I'll give you... Where are we at? We're at 47 minutes. I'll give you up until 50 to tell me what you know about everyone. Just spit out some facts.
Area 51 is like... it's one of the like most known places for like...
It's a short timer.
Alien activity. Like, I've heard so many stories about it. It's ridiculous what people have said about it, or even know about it. Like, we don't know what's in there. We get almost shot on sight when we go past those gates. You know what I mean? They keep that stuff top notch secret. You know what I mean? There's a reason they're doing that. There is a big reason they're doing that.
See, the thing is, what I always believed when it came to Area 51, I feel like Area 51 isn't the place where they do the alien shit at.
Maybe it's a decoy?
It's a decoy. And they have it somewhere off, buried in the Nevada desert, and that's where the real shit is going on. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's really going on. Because I think there's even... if you go on Google Earth, there's certain parts of Canada where, like, Google Earth blacks out... like
a lot of shit,
like a lot of stuff. So there might just be
blacked
other
out Area
stuff.
51 too.
Yeah, no, they definitely do that. I feel like Area 51 is where they do probably like their experiments of like shit of like alien technology. Maybe if we even want to get that far, but I feel like they're doing it elsewhere in a different part of probably even just the same state or maybe even somewhere else. You know, for all we know,
the mountains of Canada.
Yeah, you Canadians, sons of bitches. Anyways,
your syrup.
God, it's very good. It's very good, and they're bacon, which is ham, which is just ham. Anyways,
yeah, it literally is
it's just ham.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, guys, I think that's just about it. You know, like I said, there's so much more that we can cover. Maybe next time we'll go more into depth when it comes to Area 51. You know, it's definitely an
more.
idea.
I can have a whole episode on Area 51 too.
No, absolutely. We're gonna try to cover more stuff later on and all that, but so far I think it was pretty nice what we covered today. There's a lot of different, just awesome conspiracies, a lot of awesome different stories that you can find out about. There's movies and shows. X-Files. Watch X-Files. What are you doing? What are you doing right now? Turn this off. Go watch X-Files.
Go, man. Be going with you.
Yeah, there's so much really cool shit that gives you a little bit more into depth. That gives you an idea of what's happening. Oh, you got it. But anyways,
Copyright laws.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, I think that just about covers it. Man, we learned a lot of shit today, didn't we, guys?
Sam talked a lot today.
A lot.
Yeah,
like I said, there's
A lot
a
of
lot.
Betty, a lot of Barney.
Yeah, a lot of Benny, a lot of Barney.
A lot of
man.
dots in the sky.
I would be
Lots
really,
of-
I'd be really rich if I counted every word he said for $1.
All right. But no, yeah, like I said, guys, we covered a good part. Not even the tip of the iceberg. It wasn't even just that. It was just such a small little dot of what we covered today. But nonetheless, it was really awesome. Like I said, I love talking about this stuff. If you guys want to tell us more about this shit, you'd be more than happy to listen, hear you guys out, and all that.
Down
But
in the comments.
no, yeah.
Send us some love.
Send us some love, you guys. Tell us what we can do, what you guys like for us to do. All this other
And
shit.
also-
I'm always welcome and open.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Okay,
Absolutely. You do
Absolutely.
that. That's the first thing you should
Show
do.
your friends. Show your friends' friends. We're gonna go back into this. Show your friend's mom. Show. We're not gonna do that.
No,
We won't
no,
do that.
anyways,
We won't do
maybe,
that.
maybe not that.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but me and Jeremy are wearing the same shirt. We're hinting at next week's episode.
Oh, it's a hint. I see. It's a Easter egg. You guys probably can't see it from
It
here.
says
but-
apocalypse. Zombie experience.
What?
Oh yes.
Next week we'll be talking about zombies. So
Look at that. We
Be
already have
prepared.
an idea. But again,
I got a lot to say about them too.
Yep, and we're
Oh,
not going to spend the
Jesus.
whole day talking.
we're not going to talk about The Walking
About
Dead.
The Walking
I promise
Dead.
you guys.
Yeah.
We're,
We're
not going to talk about The Walking
Dead.
Dead.
We're not going to
Anyways, you guys.
talk about The Walking Dead.
Anyways, check out our other stuff. Watch For What It's Worth. Watch our music reviews. We got a bunch more shit coming your way. And if you guys like any of it or like it, let us know. Comment, like, subscribe. Do all that wonderful, beautiful shit because you guys are wonderful, beautiful fucking people. So just do it
Maybe they're
when
aliens.
you can too.